Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Taty Nicole. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and then turn on the little bell notification so you can be the first to know when I post new videos. So y'all know that I'm really not one for super long intros, so I kind of just want to go ahead and jump right into this video because I'm going to tell you guys all about my boob job. And as you can see, I tried to wear something to where you guys can kind of see what they look like without me having to flash y'all or anything like that, because I want to keep things as PG as possible. So first things first, I just want to tell you guys exactly why I decided to get a boob job, and then just kind of just tell you about the whole pre-op, post-op process, everything from start to finish. I got my boobs done in December 2015. This was my senior year of college. My sister and I had always talked about like getting boob jobs. She was pretty obsessed with it, but I was just kind of like, yeah, it would be kind of nice to get one day, but if not, you know, whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal to me like it was to her. But then it was like around homecoming of my senior year of college, and I was just seeing all these dresses and everything, and I remember just feeling kind of like just a little insecure, like, because I'm a pretty petite person, you know, besides the hips and like the little bit of butt that God blessed me with. I'm a pretty petite person for the most part, and as y'all can see, like, I don't look 25 at all. I kind of look like I'm still in high school, and you know, a few years ago I looked even younger than I do now. And so I just remember seeing all these dresses and just kind of feeling like they wouldn't look right on me because I didn't feel like mature looking enough and womanly enough. I still felt very much like I looked like a child. And so all the dresses I was coming across kind of had like really like plungy fronts or something, or like I feel like they were meant for people with boobs. And so anytime I tried dresses on, I just didn't like the way they looked on me. Like I felt like they would look better if I had gotten my boobs done. A few months before this, I had actually gone to a consultation in Athens, Georgia with a doctor, and well, with a surgeon. And you know, I just went to kind of just, you know, just see what it was all about. I just wanted to try on different sizes, kind of see if, you know, what I would look like with them. I mean, it was a free consultation, so why not? You know, I was like, at least if I ever do decide in life to move forward with a breast augmentation, at least I've already done the consultation. After homecoming, which was like November that year, it was a late homecoming. So after homecoming that year, and you know, just feeling kind of defeated as far as finding like the perfect thing to wear, I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get the boob job. I remember one day just like calling, and I was like, yeah, I want to go ahead and schedule the surgery. And so I scheduled it for a time during winter break, which was perfect timing for me because you do need like a couple weeks. I would say like 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks to kind of recover and everything. So I scheduled it during winter break. I want to say like a few days before Christmas, like maybe December 21st or something like that. I don't remember. So that's when I kind of went ahead and I called and scheduled, and I went through the whole payment process because for me, I did pay for my breast augmentation myself. For me, it was kind of like my graduation gift to myself. My parents did not pay for it for me because it's definitely not a necessity. It's not a real medical emergency or anything, so I paid for it myself. And I went through the payment application process because I did finance them through Care Credit, and I had really good credit, so it was really no issue getting financed for the full price of the surgery. I got financed through them for the entire thing, and I was just like, okay, it's really happening. And so, okay, so let's fast forward to the actual day of surgery. So that day I went home to Athens, Georgia. That's where my mom lives, and because I knew I wanted to be home, I didn't want to have to go through the experience by myself in South Georgia where I was going to college at. So I went home so that I could have the support of my family, and so that, you know, my mom could take care of me basically, because yeah, I'm a baby, so I wanted my mom to take care of me. So that morning I had a pretty early appointment, and so how it starts off is like, I think I had to take a pill or something beforehand, and of course I couldn't eat or drink anything after midnight. So yeah, I was really hungry, I was thirsty, but that's just all a part of the process. To be completely honest, because this was like almost 4 years ago now, I don't really remember much about that morning, like before the surgery. I just knew like they were prepping me for everything. Of course, I had to take like all my body jewelry out and everything. That's one thing I do remember. And you know, it's just, he said it would be like really quick, like maybe 45 minutes. He said it's a pretty quick surgery. He explained how they were going to, I guess, apply them or, you know, insert them basically, which he went under the muscle so that I would still be able to breastfeed if or when I have children, because that's definitely something that was important to me, that I asked during my consultation. I was like, will I be able to breastfeed when I have kids? And he said, yes, as long as we do under the muscle. So, you know, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how to get into all that stuff. But, you know, don't have kids yet. But when I do, they can have some breast milk. I don't remember the whole surgery process. Clearly, I was out of it. I do remember being given the anesthesia, and he wanted me to count down from 10. I think I made it to 6 before I was, like, completely out. I woke up feeling really disoriented. I really didn't even realize that I was there. I didn't even realize that it had happened already because my body was just so, it was just so numb. It was just a really surreal, weird feeling. It was just it was strange. I remember them willing me to go to the room with my mom, which was like the little post-op room. My mom was in there and she was like, oh, you're finished already? Because it was really fast apparently. You know, even though he did it really fast, he did great. You know, I think they look pretty good. Y'all can tell me for yourself. But yeah, so I do remember feeling super, super nauseous when, like, maybe 10 minutes after they wheeled me back into the post-op room, I really felt like I was going to throw up. But that's kind of how my body reacts every time to anesthesia. Like, all the times I've gotten surgery, my body just tends to have like a kind of bad reaction to it. So yeah, I really felt like I was just going to throw up at first, but I didn't, because I hate throwing up. So I think like it was like a mental block or something. I was like, nope, you're not going to do it, keep it in. And so I didn't end up throwing up, but I did feel pretty bad. I think I only stayed there for like maybe 30 minutes to an hour after they finished the surgery. They really just wanted me to wait until like I wasn't dozing off anymore, because for the longest after they wheeled me back into the room, I kind of was still like very out of it, very drowsy. I kept trying to doze back off, and so they waited for those effects to kind of wear off a little bit. That's kind of just like the whole, you know, the process of the surgery or anything. So I just want to get into like the specifics of my actual boobs, because I feel like that's mainly what people want to know about. I got silicone, which you know, people, it's not the safest option. Saline is the safest, which is really salt water, so that if anything happens with your implants and they erupt, you know, it's salt water, so it's not going to hurt you ultimately. But with silicone, you know, it kind of is a dangerous substance if it leaks into your body. But the cool thing about you know, just how far implants have come is that they have like the gel silicone now. So if something's to happen with your implants, if they somehow leak, it's not like a liquidy substance that'll leak into your bloodstream. It's gel. So it's kind of like you'll just have pieces of gel floating around in there, but it can't leak into your bloodstream. And so it's just, you know, it is a more safe option as opposed to the regular like liquidy silicone that they had back in the day. Yeah, I got silicone. I got it under the muscle, of course, so that I can still breastfeed whenever I have children. And I got 450 cc's. So whenever you go to get your boobs done, you don't tell them like, oh, I want to be like a 30-60, because a 30-60 really, it looks different on everyone. I do remember at my consultation showing him Portia Williams' boob job from Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I just loved the way they looked on her. They were a really, really nice size on her. Unfortunately, since Portia is much bigger than I am, like she just has an overall bigger body frame than I do, my frame was too small to go as big. But they said I can give you boobs that look like that on you, but they won't be the actual size of hers. So that's why I went with 450 cc's. To be completely honest, I did want to go bigger, but because my frame is so small, like I am a pretty petite person since I have a small frame, they told me if I had gone too big, I could potentially have a uniboob, which I'm going to try to, like, you know, insert a little picture over of what a uniboob looks like. But yeah, I didn't want that. And so I was like, okay, let me go with 450 cc's. You know, of course, as my body ages and I mature more after I have kids, I really feel like my frame will be a little bigger to accommodate bigger breasts. So, you know, going up in like a couple sizes is something that I eventually want to do. But yeah, 450 cc's brought me to a 34D when I got sized at Victoria's Secret. I thought for sure I was just going to be like a full C cup, but the way bras kind of are, I did get, like, I think I got 36C bras when I first went bra shopping. Well, I think I ordered them online from Victoria's Secret, so I didn't get to actually try them on. But when they came in, like, the actual cup part fit, but like around my waist it was really, really big. And so that's when I kind of learned how bra sizes work, which is kind of weird. So if you need it to be smaller around your waist, basically, or around your body, you have to go up a cup size. So I had to go up to to a D cup, and then it was like a 34D. And so those fit me really perfectly. Sometimes I even they pop out a little bit, I guess, but yeah. So that's just kind of like the sizing and everything. They feel really, really, really natural, and that is because I got the silicone. I got silicone for that reason, so that they would feel real. So like they're really, it's weird, but like they feel really weird, very natural. They drop very naturally. So like I would say for my first year, they were super tight, super perky, like literally just up like that. And then over time, they've really just like dropped. They've got a really nice, natural, like teardrop shape. They look really, really real. No one would know that these weren't mine. I mean, they are mine. I paid for them. They're not even like financed anymore, y'all. I paid it off. So they are officially mine. No one can take them from me. They're a part of me forever and ever. So just moving on to kind of like the recovery process. It was painful. I don't know. It depends on your pain tolerance. Like, I had surgery a few times before. I had my tonsils removed when I was like 7. I had a lump removed from my breast when I was 15. I got my wisdom teeth pulled when I was 15. All 4 of them at one time. So it really just depends on your pain level. I don't really think I handle pain very well, but I think just because all the different things I've gotten done, and well, not plastic surgery wise, but just operations and procedures I've had to have done. I broke my pelvis before when I was 13, so it's I guess I can tolerate pain a little better than I was expecting. But the easiest way I can describe the pain of getting your boobs done is like when people say that it feels like there's an elephant sitting on your chest, they are not kidding. Like, that's really what it feels like. And so my chest just felt very heavy. Like, I feel like I couldn't even like exhale, too big, or it would hurt. It just felt very tight, kind of like stiff. I felt like if I like jiggled them, it would just kill me. Like, that's kind of what it felt like. The worst part was when I was finally able to take a shower. I think I had to wait like 24 to 48 hours to be able to take like a full shower. And so when I got in the shower, of course, like I think they were still wrapped up. I really don't remember, but when the water hit them, y'all, it was, oh my God, it feels like being sunburned, but on your boobs. Like, that's the only way I can really describe it. I didn't even actually feel like each individual drop of water hitting them. I don't know, I cannot explain it, but it just stung. It stung really bad. That's kind of like the easiest way the best way I can describe it. It just stung. Yeah, it's just like you have a lot of tightness. You really, like, just simple movements like putting on deodorant was almost impossible. Like, that hurt really bad because you don't realize all the different movements you make that kind of like come from the muscles in your boobs. So just little things like that. Brushing my teeth was hard. It's like, everyday things that you do all the time. You don't really realize that you're really using these muscles a lot. You don't realize until like, they've been through this trauma basically, and you have to use, like, you're in pain, you don't really realize how much you use those things. To be completely honest, I was on the couch the entire break, you know, all the way until I think right before New Year's. I was really on the couch. They gave me Percocet, some type of like muscle relaxer, because like you can tend to have muscle spasms, so they gave me that. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, you know, I'm not a drug addict, but that Percocet, like, it is something. I see why people like it, you know. It really helped me so much. I took it as soon as it was time to take the next pill, and so I think it was like every 4 to 6 hours. I went ahead and popped another one because I really just wanted to keep the pain level as low as possible, and I didn't want to have to feel any of the pain if I could help it. So I just made sure that I kept up with the medicine, really. Oh yeah, so scarring. Most people, so now it's, you know, it's been 3.5 years since I got mine done. I feel like typically most people's scars are gone by now. You know, it's been almost 4 years. However, I've always scarred pretty badly. Like, my scars don't always heal flat. Sometimes they heal a little raised, which is like basically when your skin keloids, and so that's kind of like how my breasts have healed, like the incisions of my breasts have healed, which I kind of failed to mention, but they inserted them under my boob, like right here. And so, you know, since they're heavier now, like, and they drop, you really can't see them unless I decide to, like, you know, share my body with you. You really can't see them like that. That is like the only thing I kind of hate about it, is that my skin did leave scars. They have come a long way since how they first were. Like, I guess as my body just continues to grow and everything, they've kind of like flattened out a little bit. But you know, that's just a part of it. I knew that that was a risk because just how some of my other scars have healed, I knew that that was a risk, but that was a risk I was willing to take, because it's not like I'm just walking around topless all the time. Like, you know, not everybody sees them, you know, unless I go to a nude beach. But, you know, people there are just like so free, and they're not like, they're just very non-judgmental, that I don't even think it would matter, you know, if I ever decide to do something like that. So that is one thing I want to say. I did like maybe 6 months after my surgery, I did go, and my surgeon removed, like, he literally inserted some like local anesthesia, and he cut off like where my scars were. He cut it off. It was disgusting, y'all. It was like literally like holding the scar in his hand. It was like a flap. It was really gross, but it ended up coming right back. So, you know, there are other options, like you can go through like this whole x-ray radiation type thing to help with scars. That's something I might look into later, but honestly, for me, it's just really not that big of a priority. It's not like that big of a deal to me, but you know, it might be something that I decide to pursue later on. And so I just want to kind of, you know, finally talk about just what it's like having the boob. I don't know, it doesn't hurt or anything. Sometimes I've always had back problems, like back pain, so I really can't say if like having the extra weight has had any effect on my back, but that's just why it's so important to make sure that you get the right size for your body frame, something that your body frame can support without hurting you. Your boobs do continue to grow. When I gain weight, my boobs also still grow, because, you know, it's still tissue at the end of the day. It's still like, I guess that there's like fat tissues in there. So, you know, if you gain weight, your boobs are gonna gain weight with you, you know, despite that you have these implants here. So you know, mine still grow with me. You know, the times I've like, when I gained like 10 to 15 pounds, my boobs have gotten really big, and when I lose weight, my boobs get smaller, but they never get any smaller than like a 34D. So that's one good thing. Yeah, I think I already mentioned that I probably will get them done probably in another 10 years. I feel like I should be, hopefully, knock on wood, that's actually glass, but we're gonna pretend it's wood. Hopefully I'll like be done having the kids I want to have in 10 years. I'm off to a late start so far, but we're just not going to get into that. Something else I failed to mention, sorry that this is all over the place, but something else I failed to mention is that I really hope that this answered all of your questions. If you do have other questions, maybe some things I didn't touch on, be sure to comment below, post those questions, and then I can create a follow-up video, or I will comment back to you to answer those questions for you. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and I will see you all in my next video.